Ever feel like the heart of our community gets lost in the noise of the daily news? I'm your host, Pastor James Dimmel, and on the Beyond Belief Incredible Stories of God's Miracles podcast, we're pulling back the curtain on the people and projects making a real difference right here in our backyard. From local leaders to hidden gems, we share the stories that hit home. Join the conversation every month. Search for Beyond Belief Incredible Stories of God's Miracles on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
Because I started having nightmares too about the sexual assault. And so I sought out methamphetamine to get me up out of bed and so I didn't have to sleep.
And God is silent the whole time.
Yes.
And would you, I guess I could say it this way, in the darkest periods of your life, God is silent.
Yes.
But you didn't know any better to pray, or you just didn't feel like that was an option?
I mean, I'm sure I prayed, but not like I should have, I know better now.
Right, but you didn't then.
I didn't then, Yeah.
Do you think, did your family ever go to church?
Yes.
Really?
I actually grew up in church. Yeah.
So your mom and dad would take you to church, but your dad was an alcoholic?
My grandfather, my dad's dad would stop and get us. He was a pastor of a church, and he would stop and get us. Yeah. But I grew up at Mount Carmel Church in Wilston.
And I'll bet that he just could not get over the fact that his son was an alcoholic, right?
Right.
That was hard for him.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Yeah.
Okay. So God is silent the whole time, but you're getting ready to have a breakthrough.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so before you have the breakthrough, though, you start taking drugs.
Yes.
And you said methamphetamine. Anything else?
No.
Because you're like hitting rock bottom now.
Oh, yeah.
Because now your husband's not there to help you.
Yes.
You've got a child with
special needs.
Right? And then another child that feels like she's trapped, right? Because she's got to help you.
Yes.
Right.
She just turned 13 right after her daddy died. So.
Okay, so you're taking this medicine just to function.
Yes. To literally get out of bed and take care of our house and take care of them. Yeah.
And so, do you got to keep increasing the medicine? Or do you start using different medications or more than one?
I mean, I can't remember how much in the beginning of methamphetamine I would be using. In the beginning, I don't remember. But after, I remember towards the last few years, I remember I never did increase it. I changed the way I did it, but I never increased it. And then I always smoked pot, but...
What do you mean by you changed the way that you did it?
Well, I started off snorting it, and then when I left Kentucky and moved back to Ohio, I went from snorting to smoking to injecting.
The methamphetamine?
Methamphetamine.
And in between that, you're smoking weed?
Yeah, I was smoking weed, but yeah.
A lot? When you started taking the drugs more, did you start smoking more weed? Did that kind of coincide, or was that just like a thing you did with friends or whatever?
No, if I was ready to come down or actually sleep or something like that, or I was having a lot of anxiety, then I'd smoke weed. But I've literally smoked weed since I was probably 17 years old.
Wow.
It was never really a problem. I didn't need it all the time. So, but.
So you just, when you needed to sleep good.
Yes.
That's when you.
Yes.
Okay.
And it also keeps you from having dreams.
Right. I heard that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, how long did you get stuck with the drugs and all of this situation, and where did you start to say, I've got to change what I'm doing?
So, I was addicted to methamphetamine for about 4 years of my life.
Okay.
4 solid years.
And so, when you started snorting it,
mm-hmm.
and that worked for a while.
Worked for a while.
But then that wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough.
And so then you started doing what?
Smoking it.
Okay.
Yes. And then...
And that helped more?
Yeah,
right?
because...
For a while.
I had allergies really bad, so I felt like I wasn't getting it by snorting it. So then I started smoking it. But then I've also always had lung problems, and allergies would mess with them too. So I just went to injecting it. I researched how to inject drugs and just studied it for a long time before I did it. And then once I did it, I was definitely hooked after that. It was, yeah.
It amazes me how like people can learn like whatever they need to learn.
Yeah.
Because I used to work at a prison, and these guys, like, they didn't have, most of them didn't have like a 6th grade education, but they learned how to do stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
yes.
And I would always say, like, how did you learn to do that? And they would be like, well, anybody can look stuff up. You know what I mean? Like, and they would go to the library and.
Yep.
And
got
so.
Your phones in front of you. You got Google. You can figure it out if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. So. You're self-medicating. Your mind is shattered. Can I say it that way?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And.
More than just my mind.
Do you think it affected your kids?
Yes.
You want to talk to that, Nanny?
Well, I don't know the extent that it affected them, but I know that it did because I was absent a lot, and I would leave Leah home with Isabel a lot. Like, especially when we were in Ohio, but I would leave her home to watch her, and I would leave late at night after I put Leah to bed. I would leave. I wouldn't come back until morning time to get them up for school. But Isabel would have to take care of Leah all the time. So, and then plus, like, the little girl, like, I was stuck in my own grief. So I could only imagine how she is as a 12 and 13-year-old little girl losing her daddy. Mm-hmm. And then slowly losing mommy. By the time she's 14, 15, she's pretty much lost me too, because I'm so gone with my grief and my trauma that, like, I can't function. And then I'm drugging to get through the day, and so obviously I wasn't there for her.
Yeah, so you started using it for survival, but then you become a slave to it, right?
Yes.
And then once you become a slave to it, was it almost like that you weren't even connected to anything going on?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And what made it so much easier is, like, the peak of my drug habit happened during COVID. So I didn't have to be around people. My kids didn't have to be around people. So I was just at home, or if I needed to go get drugs, I'd go home and get drugs, or go out and get drugs and come right back.
Well, so then you go to rehab, right?
Yes.
Well, how did you get to rehab?
Well, so I moved back to Vinton County, and I ended up losing, I say I lost my children, but they removed the custody out of me. They gave it to my dad for a while, temporary custody.
Oh, wait, hold up. Okay.
Yeah.
So your dad...
See, my dad's in recovery.
Okay, so your dad... When did your dad recover? And so you guys... You have a pretty good relationship now, right?
Oh, yes. I love my dad. He's my hero. Yes. He's in recovery. He's been in recovery probably... Oh, Lord, I'm not even sure. Like...
A long time?
Yeah, before 2001. Before that. Right around there.
So,
it was right around there.
25 years.
Yeah.
So when you, so when you reconnect with your dad, mm-hmm. How did that work out? Because he's like, oh, I've totally messed up my whole life.
Well, I never was not connected with him.
Okay.
I made excuses for him in my own brain for what he was doing, and he had reasons for being drunk too. And he was addicted to pain pills for a while because he got hurt on the trash truck and it crushed his back. So, like, he's just a victim of it as well. And we've talked about the trauma that my childhood has caused, and he's very regretful for that, and he's apologized for that. But I was never not connected with him. I always loved my dad, so.
I mean, it's your dad.
Yeah.
So, so you stayed connected. It was just,
yeah,
at arm's length for a while.
Yes.
And now Dad's back in your life. He's helping you out.
Yes.
And you need to fix some things.
Yeah.
What gave you the idea, I've got to fix this? I can't continue life.
Well, I guess after my dad got temporary custody, I spiraled a little bit more because I was mad because he had them. Even though he saved all of our lives by doing that, I was mad. All my grief and all my trauma was just, like, totally piling up on me. Like, I was homeless, my car got stolen, all of that. And then I tried to commit suicide. Yes, I took enough medication and pills that I knew I wouldn't wake up again. And that's what I did. I overdosed on a bunch of pills, and just, I laid down to go to sleep.
So you're obviously here.
I am here. I don't know how long it took, but they woke me up.
So somebody found you?
Yes. Because I posted a goodbye note on Facebook. And it
Are
was
you thankful for that now? Or because they
Definitely.
always say that people that like are want to kill themselves or whatever are just trying to reach out to somebody.
right. Yeah.
Did
Well,
you feel that way?
I
Or did
didn't.
you really want to die?
I really didn't want to die, but I seen no other way out of my grief and my trauma and my internal pain. Like I didn't see any other way out of it. So like I committed to killing myself, and
You didn't think about like what's going to happen to the kids, or you're like, well, they're with my dad and he's totally changed now. He's a deacon at a
I
church.
told myself that they would be better off without me. And I was so hurt. Like my dad was on the phone with me while I was taking all those pills, and I told him exactly what I was doing. But there was no way they could get me help, and I knew that because it was the middle of an ice storm. I was in Lawrence County. He was in Vinton County. Yeah. So I screamed and yelled at him the entire time and just kept taking more pills and more pills. And I posted the goodbye note on Facebook, and I laid down to go to sleep. And I knew I wasn't going to wake up. But I did. Well, they woke me up somehow.
Who found you?
My best friend Angel. One of my aunts seen the message on Facebook and contacted my best friend Angel because that's where I was at. And she was gone at the store or something. So she came back and she was screaming and yelling, and she got me awake. But by the time all this happened, like my bowels had already went, everything had already went. I was just, somehow she got me awake. I vaguely remember it. And she also called the squad. I was in the hospital for like 2 or 3 days.
So the squad comes and they give you all the medicine, wake you up?
Yes. Well, no, I don't know what they did. I can't remember. I just remember them getting there. And I remember me having to like walk up the driveway a little bit because of the ice storm. Everything was iced over and they couldn't get the EMS to the house. And I remember I didn't have shoes on.
Wow.
Yeah. But I spent like 2 or 3 days in the hospital.
And then directly from the hospital, did you
Guess
go?
what?
What?
In this hospital, they give me blood tests and all this stuff and found nothing in my system. Nothing in my system.
You think the test was messed up?
How are they going to mess up that test?
I don't know.
Yeah, they took my blood and urine and there was nothing.
No drugs of any kind. But
Nothing.
you've been on drugs forever, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how is that possible?
Exactly. Yes. Yep.
Sounds like the prayers of your grandpappy was
Exactly. Yes.
still being fulfilled, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you grateful for that?
Very grateful for that. Yes, I'm very grateful for that. I'm so glad I'm not dead.
Right.
You know, so there's my turning point, and when I decided, you know, I need to do something, and I went to rehab.
Straight out of the hospital?
No, I went home I went back to my best friend Angel's for just less than a week. I had to actually find a place to go. So I went back to her house for a few days, called a bunch of places. I got in somewhere. I can't remember where that is, but I specifically told them I wanted something for a dual diagnosis for mental health and SUD, because my mental health is why I had a substance use problem. So
I was looking through my notes. I can't remember. Land of Goshen? Is that what you said?
yeah, Land of Goshen
I couldn't find
in
it.
Ironton, Ohio. They saved my life for sure.
How long were you there?
90 days. I did like a 90-day program. They wanted me to stay longer, but I refused because my children, I wanted to get home, get back to them, get a home, just get them back.
So,
yeah.
90 days did it. That's very rare.
Well, it didn't actually do it.
Okay.
So I get home and just, I don't exactly know how or why I relapsed, but I made it to 100 days clean, and then I just couldn't.
Had you given your life to the Lord yet?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
Now that's the point of the story I'm trying to get to.
Yes, I did. At Land of Goshen, I rededicated myself to the Lord, got baptized, had a relationship with him. They taught me the whole relationship.
The first time ever in your life.
Yeah, like a real relationship. I'd
And
never experienced anything like that.
So I want to read another scripture.
Okay.
Okay, tell me if this one hits home for you.
Okay.
Ephesians 4:23. And it says, and be ye renewed in the spirit of your mind.
Yes.
So can you talk about that for a minute?
So like while I'm still in rehab though,
Okay.
I just kept my mom was on my mind all the time, and all I could picture was her burnt face, unrecognizable. That's horrible for anybody to have to think about and picture. You know, and I ended up just crying out to the Lord to take that away from me, because I had never actually seen my mother that way. That's just what my mind portrayed. And
so you didn't see her, that's just...
No.
But you did see her.
My brother had to identify her. That I didn't have to, but she was burnt unrecognizable. So my mind painted that picture in my brain, you know? So I cried out anyway. I was sick of seeing that. It was hurtful, and it's a lot of trauma to see that, see your mom like that. So I ended up crying out to the Lord, you know, like to just take that vision from me. And I just remember like crying, wailing pretty much, and he did. Like, he took that vision of my mom's, the way my mind painted it, he took that away and let me see her beautiful face again, because I couldn't picture her beautiful face, her real face. I couldn't picture it anymore. Just the trauma had taken over, and that's all I could see was.
And you saw this for years.
Years.
And it messed you up.
Yes. Yeah. But
what?
But God, you know, he heard my prayers.
Hey,
you know,
I always say this from the platform, right?
But God.
We always get to the place in our story, but God.
Yes.
Right? And I wish more people would understand, but God.
Yes.
But God. You want to tell that part of the story? He
took that vision away, let me see my mom the way she really was, beautiful and whole. So that's all I get to see now is that picture, and I thank you, Jesus, for that. So really, like, I just continue having a relationship with the Lord, but then when I went home, I made it a few days and I quit reading my Bible. Like, I quit reaching out, and I was staying in a camper behind my dad's. So I think I only lasted about 10 days without reading my Bible, without praying, without all that. It was about 10 days.
Well,
and I relapsed.
Can we talk about this for a moment?
Yeah.
You got class, right? So we'll talk about your class too real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so you can talk, tell people that, because I'm sure that once they see this, they're going to be like, hey, I felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are a lot of people in today's society, people that we talk to, that say, oh, you don't need to read the Bible. You've been taught incorrectly or whatever. I can function without the Bible or with, I have some issues with some rehabs because they want to use the system of God. The system they use is a godly system, but
Yes.
they take God out of it.
They do.
And so you were at a place that didn't do that.
Did not do that.
No. They leaned on God.
Yes.
And it changed your whole life. But then you get out of there and you think, I don't need that system.
Right.
That structure,
Yes.
And so, because it becomes vital for you, right? The structure does.
Definitely.
So you want to talk about that?
So the Lord, he became very vital for me, because once I stopped leaning into him, stopped praying, stopped reading my Bible, like, all my past traumas, everything just came up and got me. And it's like I was just in this wallowing around in this self-pity, like, my life is horrible. All this stuff's happened to me, So obviously I relapsed. I stayed high for 6 months, and then, do you want me to stop?
No.
Oh.
I was just going to say, like, these guys haven't experienced that stuff, right? And so,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, we got good people out there that have never experienced all the stuff that you've been through.
And I hope they don't ever.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, God just turns the lights on for you.
Yes, he did. So I was, like I said, I was high for about 6 months straight, and then I ran out of dope. I think I might have been out of money too. And I just started feeling sorry for myself, started crying and just wallowing around in it. And it's like this light switch just flipped in my brain. And it's like, I heard the Lord say, he's like, yeah, your life was unfair. But
God's talking to you.
Yes. Yeah.
Was it like an
I
audible
wouldn't have said that to
voice?
myself. Yeah, it's just in my brain, it's in my head, but it's like very audible, because he literally said, yeah, your life is horrible, you didn't deserve that, but I can help you turn that pain into purpose. Like, I can give you joy and give you back everything that the locust stole, plus more. Like, all you have to do is trust in me. Literally trust in me. And lean not on your own understanding, he said. I had to trust in him, and then cast down all vain imaginations, all that trauma, all that crap.
Now, did you know any of these scriptures before this?
No. I didn't really learn them until I got to Renovate Life Church of God. That's where I really started learning that stuff. So, but anyway, he's saying this stuff to me. So that's where I made the decision. I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Like, I am going to trust in you, because I seen what he could do, what he did in my life while I was at Land of Goshen. So, like, that was enough.
So you knew that he could take care of you.
I knew that he could take care of me. Yes. And that was the only way I was going to have a purposeful life, a meaningful life full of joy was through him.
So you get to the land of Goshen, you never felt like that before, and then
No.
you get out, and then all of a sudden you go back to that, but then the light switch.
Yes.
He's the God of the light.
Yes. And that's literally what it was. It was this like flip, and then all that information just flooded into my brain, and I'm not going to tell myself that. I'm going to be like, hey, let's go get high again.
Right.
Let's drown myself out. But
was there ever a moment when you're like, okay, Lord, if you'll take care of me, then I'll serve you for the rest of my life, or any of those
Yes, and
things?
it was literally in that camper at that moment. And that's exactly what I did. Like, I put myself back into IOP. Like, I put myself into an outpatient SUD services. So I went to like IOP 3 times a week. I ended up, someone told me about Renovate Life. So I started coming to church. I was there every Sunday and Wednesday and started doing IOP, just doing it, like putting all my effort I had towards the Lord and SUD treatment. And it's working.
So well, it's because the Lord's working.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so I want to go back, because now you have no fear.
No.
You don't have to worry about being at home.
No.
I mean, it's when you said the light was switched, you
Yes.
saw Jesus like you never saw him
That's
before.
right. Now, I still struggle occasionally with anxiety and depression, but you have to, when that would happen, I would feed myself with the Lord's truths.
That's
About,
good.
I was beautifully and wonderfully made. I wasn't made
Yes.
to be living in fear, like all that stuff. So I would just tell myself that, and I would read it, and just every time I would have an ill thought, I would go straight to his truths and his promises, and I combated it. And now I don't suffer from any of that.
Right, and we talked about this before, 2 Timothy 1:7.
Yeah.
For I have not given you a spirit of fear,
That's right.
but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Right?
Yes.
And so that's what he did for you.
That's
and
exactly
so
what he did for me.
you can't get away from him now.
Oh no, and I don't want to.
Right?
I don't want to. No way. Yeah, nobody, if you see me, like, obviously seeing me now anywhere, you'll never know I lived the past that I did. Never.
So you went from being debilitated
Yes.
to a counselor.
Yes.
This is where we get to talk about your classes,
Yes.
because it's like a complete turnaround.
It is, yes, it
Full
is.
circle.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep. So I went from, I did all that, and so I was a substance use disorder counselor, but I just recently left that in November, and I'm a social worker, but I am back in school for my mental health degree. I'm
Right?
going to be a mental health counselor. I'm over halfway done with that already.
And that's awesome.
Yes, praise the
So
Lord.
you have 2 classes, right?
No, I got more than. Oh, you mean my? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I have recovery classes.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yes, 2 different
more.
recovery meetings. Just 2. I
Okay.
do one on Saturday night and one on Monday night.
Okay.
So, and they're both faith based. It's the only way to be.
That's
Got to be Christ centered.
right.
Yes.
You guys got any questions for Tonya?
No, that's an amazing story.
It's beautiful. It really
The
is.
Lord for sure.
Yeah.
Very lucky to have you for sure.
Thank
To
you.
get those.
And Joel, it talks about how God will restore what the locusts have eaten
Oh
to,
yeah.
to his repentant people. So
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yes.
amazing. It's still happening today. So.
Do you
Yes.
think you were trying to rush your victory when you relapsed? Do you think that was one of the reasons why you relapsed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, I felt the overbearing weight that I needed to get my children back. I was the only surviving parent. So I did. I rushed it, and
Sometimes we want something quicker and it's not on God's
Yes,
time. And
that's
we
right.
definitely fall for
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
But you have this feeling of being unprotected, and then all of a sudden you have this feeling of being kept by God.
Yes.
And that's like an overwhelming thing, or?
It is I'm just full of joy. Like, it's overwhelmingly full of joy. Like, I am, and one lady told me a few months ago that I act like I am full of rainbows and cupcakes. But that's because it's the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, He gives me so much joy and so much love and so much peace. Like, I don't have to worry anymore. Like, there's always hardships, but the Lord has me for sure. So,
And we can get caught up on the depression.
yeah.
Like, because there's like all kinds of things in life. Did you guys have anything going on with you today? Like, just things that just pop up and you're like, man, I don't know if I can take this. You know what I mean?
Tonya and I had a conversation before we went live, and I told her, I said, we're too blessed to have bad days.
That's
Yes.
true.
I mean, we really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. We are.
We're so glad to have you today. And so I hope that people listen and reach out. And so,
They're more than welcome. Like,
I mean, they can contact you, right?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Do you allow email or phone, or how do they contact you?
They can find me on Facebook, like the recovery meetings. My phone number's out there on both of the flyers for the recovery meetings. Like,
Awesome.
yeah.
We should be able to put that information in the description too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Definitely.
Is there any last statement that you want to make? Like, if you were talking to somebody, what would be the last thing that you would leave them with?
I would just like to encourage people to have a personal relationship with the Lord. To really let Him have all the icky ugliness of your life and really just commit to seeking Him out and letting Him have it. And feed yourself with His truths, because you are wonderfully made. You're beautiful, and you have a purpose. You know, the Lord has a purpose for you, and He don't want you to live in anxiety and in depression and all those chains. And He could take them away.
Well,
You just got to let Him do it.
For you, He gave you back a lot of internal things before He gave you back the external things.
Yeah, I think one of the best things He gave me was the sense of actually feeling loved and cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always knew that I was loved and cared about, but I don't think it was really, I never really felt it, you know? I just, yeah, I am. My parents, they loved me, but I didn't really feel it. But the Lord makes me feel it. I feel it. Like, I know it. So,
You know it.
yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, okay. Beyond belief.
I
Wonderful
appreciate you
stories of
guys.
miracles and truth.
I appreciate you guys having me.
it was
So,
wonderful having you on.
Yeah, we're
Thank
glad
you.
to have you.
Yep. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having you.
Thank you.
And so we'll be doing this once a month, at least once a month. If it goes well, you'll probably see us more. But join us for next month for Beyond Belief.
That's a wrap on this episode of Beyond Belief Podcast. We want to hear from you. What's happening in your corner of the world? Reach out to us on social media and let us know. If you loved what you heard, please take the like button down, spin it around, and put it back. Then subscribe and tell all your friends. I'm your co-host, Matt Lamb. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next episode.